has tried by giving us another day to tune to Him only in His Nirguna Rupa through the Upanishad Adhyanam and the Yoga Darshanam, and in His Saguna Rupa through our Bhagavatam and Ramayana. Let us see how much we can tune ourselves to Him throughout the day, not only through the study of our Shastras during the class time, even otherwise also, how much we are able to be in that contemplative and meditative mood to be in touch with Bhagavan. Let us take today's day also as an another opportunity provided to us to try our best in achieving this thing. Today also in the morning, we will have our Shanti Mantras, Pavamana Sukta Parayanam, Taittiriya Upanishad Adhyanam with Bhashyam. Let everything be done with the mind, try to be put in concentration. Let the intellect be available with the clarity of the purpose for what we are doing, each and every of these doings. Let us start with the Shanti Mantra to be blessed by the Divine together. Om. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsharusibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sarvopaplavarahitah Prajnanaghana Pratyagartha Brahmaivahamasme Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtham Shaktim Jadatputra Parasharam Cha Vyasam Shugam Gaudapadam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Mathasya Shishyam Shri Shankaracharya Mathasya Padma Padam cha Hastamalakam cha Shishyam Tam Todakam Vartikakaramanyana Asmad Gurun Sandatamanatosmi Sadashiva Samarambham Vyasa Shankara Madhyamam अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः आब्रह्मलोकादाशेषादालोकालोकपर्वतात् ये वसन्ते द्विजा देवाः तेभ्यो नित्यं नमो नमः ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलं स्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं भवता जनता सुहिता भविता निजबोधविचारणचारुमते कलयेश्वर जीवविवेकविधं भवशङ्कर देशिक मे शरणं भवशङ्कर देशिक मे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि ओम परब्रह्मणे नमः। ओम श्रुतिमात्रे नमः। ओम समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्य आद्य शंकरादि गुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्त गुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातुः अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव सिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरण विश्वव्याप्त्यर्थं तत्कृते कङ्कणबद्धसमस्त साधकभक्तसेवकोपासकसंस्थापकानाम् आयुरारोग्यैश्वर्यक्षेमस्थैर्यादि श्रद्धाभक्त्यादि साधना संपदा सानुकूलत्यादि सिद्धिद्वारा विघ्नशत्रुनिर्मूलनद्वारा धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थं विश्वशांति कल्याणे कथा प्राप्त्यर्थं श्री पवमान सूक्तस्य पारायणं श्री तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः श्री आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनस्य प्रयत्नं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. Let us chant the Pavamana Suktam, in which we are asking all the devatas to bless us so that all the papatva, sinness at every level of our personality totally, truly goes away and is replaced by the punyata. Within ourselves, around ourselves, in our surroundings, nowhere even a trace of the papa which takes us to become more and more stronger jiva, papi and samsari, all that should go away. What should remain with us is only that punya, only that vijnana, only that jnana, which takes us towards the absolute truth, the liberation. Keeping that in mind, just chant this mantra. Om Atapavamana Suktam. Om Hiranyavarnaha Shujaya Pavakaya Sujata Kashyapoya Svindraha Agnim Yagarvandadire Virupastana Apashyagga Syona Bhavando Yasagam Raja Varuno Yati Madhye Satyanrute Avapashyam Jananam Madhushrutashuchayo Ya Pavakastana Apashaggasyo bhavando Yasam Deva Divi Krunvanti Bhaksham ya antarikshe bahudha bhavante ya prithivim payasondanti shukrastana apashyagga syona bhavando Shivena ma chakshusha pashyata pashivaya tanuvopasprushadatvacham me sarvagam agnigam rapsushado huve bhoma ivarcho balamojo nidhatta pavamanasu varjanaha पवित्रेण विचर्षणिः यः पोता स पुनातु मा देव जनाः पुनन्तु मनवो धिया पुनन्तु विश्व आयवः जातवेदः पवित्रवद पवित्रेण पुनाहि मा शुक्रेण देव दीद्यत अग्ने क्रत्वा क्रतोपं रनो यत्ते पवित्रमर्चिषे अग्ने विततमन्तरा ब्रह्मतेन पुनीमहे उभाभ्यां देव सवितः पवित्रेण सवेन च इदं ब्रह्म पुनीमहे वैश्वदेवी पुनति देव्यागात् यस्यै बह्वीस्तनुवो वीतपृष्ठाः तया मदन्तः सधमार्द्येषो वयग्गस्यामपतयोरयीणां वैश्वानरो रश्मिभिर्मा पुनातो वातः प्राणेने शिरोमयो भुवः द्यावा पृथिवी पयसा पयोभिः ऋतावरी यज्ञिये मा पुनीताम् बृहद्भिः सवितस्त्रुभिः वर्षिष्ठैर्देवमन्वभिः अग्ने दक्षैः पुनाहि मा येन देवा अपुनत येनापो दिव्यङ्कषः तेन दिव्येन ब्रह्मणा इदं ब्रह्म पुनीमहे यः पावमानीरध्येते ऋषिभिः संभृतगं रसम् सर्वगं सपूतमश्नाते स्वदितिं मातरिश्वना पावमानीर्यो अध्येते ऋषिभिः संभृतगं रसं तस्मै सरस्वती दुहे क्षीरगं सर्पिर्मधुदकं पावमाने स्वस्त्ययनेः सुदुःखा हि वयस्वतेः ऋषिभिः संवृतो रसः ब्राह्मणेष्वमृतकं हितं पावमानेर्दिशन्दुनः इमं लोकमतो अमं कामान् समर्थयन्दुनः देवीर्देवैः समावृताः पावमाने स्वस्त्ययनेः सुदुघा हि घृतश्च्युतः ऋषिभिः संवृतो रसः ब्राह्मणेष्वमृतकं हितं येन देवा पवित्रेण आत्मानं पुनते सदा तेन सहस्रधारेण पावमान्यः पुनन्तु मा राजापत्यं पवित्रं शतोद्यामगं हिरण्मयं तेन ब्रह्मविदो वयं भूतं ब्रह्म पुनेमहे इन्द्रस्सुनेति सहमा पुनातो सोमस्वस्त्या वरुणः समीच्या यमो राजा प्रमुणाभिः पुनातु मा जातवेदा मोर्जयन्त्या पुनातो भूर्भुवस्सुवः ॐ तच्छय्योरावृणीमहे गातुं यज्ञाय गातुं यज्ञपतये दैवी स्वस्तिरस्तु नः स्वस्तिर्मानुषेभ्यः ऊर्ध्वं जिगातु भेषजं शन्नो अस्तु द्विपदे शं चतुष्पदे ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ श्रीकृष्णे यजुर्वेदान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय आरण्यकान्तर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद ॐ यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरचयिनां हे व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावीत तद्वक्तारमावीत आवीन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानन्दवल्ली शान्तिमन्त्रः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 Chant the Panchamonuvakah. Om Atha Panchamonuvakah. Om Vignanam Yajnantanude Karmani Tanute Picha Vignanan Devas Sarve Brahmajeshtamupasate Vignanam Brahmachedveda Tasmat Chenna Pramadyati Sharire Papmano Hitva सर्वान् कामान् समश्नुतैते तस्यैष एव शारीर आत्मा यः पूर्वस्य तस्माद्वा एतस्मात् विज्ञानमयात् अन्योन्तर आत्मानन्दमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदताम् अन्वयं पुरुषविदः तस्य प्रियमेव शिरः मोदो दक्षिणः पक्षः प्रमोद उत्तरः पक्षः आनन्द आत्मा ब्रह्मपुच्छं प्रतिष्ठा तदप्येष श्लोको भवति ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः Salutations to all Parabrahma Tattva Shruti Mata और ब्रह्म विद्या आचार्य ऋषिमुनि गुरुदेवता विशेष रूपेण our Taittiriya Upanishad Acharyas of Vedavyasa Vaishampayana Yajnavalkya and our Bhashyakara Shri Adi Shankara Bhagavan and all Vartikakaras, Gurus, to every one of them. we salute, including our own Swaguru. In our spiritual endeavor or anywhere, whenever we are using our intellect, it always is exposed to some or the other information. That information has to become the knowledge, and that knowledge always should have the consequence. Inconsequential knowledge is of no use. So we have to keep an eye on what is the consequence of this knowledge or understanding. Before that, have I understood thoroughly what is said? If I have thoroughly understood, what is its consequence in me in terms of my changes of my attitudes, changes of my intentions, changes of my pursuits? Have I changed myself within me as a consequence of the newly gained information or jnanam or the knowledge? So, the knowledge, if it doesn't bring the change in us, is of no use. So, some places the knowledge should change us only one thing called as our own identity. Even after intellectually thoroughly understood, still our identity with the lower things is very strong, very powerful, tries to pull down to that level. But with this powerfully convinced with the knowledge about the higher, we have to pull ourselves from the lower way of life, lower identities with the lower things, etc. That is how we have to see that the knowledge is gained or understood. We have to see that that knowledge has its effect or the consequence in our life and personality. Then only the expected liberation from all limitations or the bondages will happen. Now we are in this Taittiriya Upanishad, very beautiful, very exhaustive. We are trying our best to go through with the help of Adi Shankara Bhashyam. First Valli we have done, second we have done, fifth Valli we are in that second, fifth ANUVAKAM. In this we are told about how to discover the Paramatma who is beyond these Panchakoshas in us as our own self. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. So, in all these informations, how many of the informations have become a convinced knowledge is in us? Right from the first mantra onwards of the Upanishad up to now. If the information has not become a doubtless crystal clear knowledge, understanding, how we can expect it to change our life? How can we see its consequence? ज्ञान ही नहीं बना अंदर, फिर अंदर बदलाव कहाँ से आएगा? So this question we have to seriously ask. That day will be our little a big lap of a journey covered in terms of our maturity that we are spiritual seekers. A spiritual seeker gains information. A spiritual seeker converts information into jnanam. And a spiritual seeker uses the jnanam as its consequence in bringing the required positive changes for his own betterment, development, evolution, etc. Now, each of the koshas we are studying. So, this is what is Annamaya, it is said. Have we understood thoroughly? If yes, what is its consequence? एवरीथिंग मैंने अन्नमय का समझ लिया हमने, उसका असर हमारे ऊपर किस तरह से पड़ा? कुछ पड़ा कि नहीं? नहीं पड़ा का अर्थ क्या हुआ? We are not serious आध्यात्मिक साधकास to discover the Brahma who is Nidam Guhayam. When the Annamaya is explained in these terms and it is said that the Pranamaya inside the Annamaya is the Atma, not the Annamaya, उसका इफेक्ट हमारे जीवन में कितना है? Is our hold on Aham Dehosmi reduced or not? Even little bit. If not consciously reduced, we have not used the Jnanam. So, Jnanam when it is not useful, it is useless. When the Jnanam is not useful, useless, we are also not a Jnani. When we are not a Jnani, then we are useless. Our life will be Panditaha Nanu Shochanti, Ajnaninaha Shochanti. Life is full of doing wrong things and becoming miserable only. So the consequence of Naham Devasmi or Naham Annamayosmi should make us minimize our value, importance, attentiveness given to it. If this consequence doesn't happen, then our samsara never goes away. Because samsara is always in these koshas. And most of the samsara is in Annamaya only. In this way, when we have studied Pranamaya, what is the consequence of it? Have we just tried to become aware of the Pranamaya all permeating the Annamaya? Have we tried for it? Did we feel that? You can even see in trying to become aware of the Pranamaya permeating the Annamaya, that the effort itself makes us in our awareness detached from the Annamaya kosh. क्योंकि हम क्या ढूंढ रहे हैं अन्नमय के अंदर प्राणमय को. Like when you are searching for an object in a commode, when your attention is on the object to be searched, you are not concerned about that commode. Your drushti is on the object. So too when I am trying to become aware of pranamaya, my drushti from the annamaya will be reduced. My tadatma with the annamaya will be reduced. It should happen. In the same way, when we have come to the manomaya kosha, we are explained with manomaya. It is also purusha vidaha, like a bakshi. It has also got pancha angas. Shiraha, dakshinuttara paksha, atma and pucham. How much of that we got digested? How much we clearly felt कि this is my mana, this my mana is my manomaya kosha, this my manomana kosha, according to the given by the Lord to me, according to the Shastra, should have this as Shraddha, this as Rutam, Dakshinottara Pakshas, this as Shiraha, Dakshinottara Paksha, and your Atma and Pucham. Is my mind in that mode? Any other mode of the mind is unhealthy, delusory mode. From that Shastrokta Vidvidhana, let me mold my mind consciously. That's called as sadhana. Wanting to do that sadhana to make our mind in this way should be the consequence of our understanding about the Manomaya. Or else, all our Shastra Adhyana will be like studying any of the novel, studied and just kept as if no relation between that and me. It has been studied only for some entertainment. When you see the whole world, and all you watch your TV and all, क्या है के लिए? Only for some entertainment we do. That's why we don't learn from it anything. Same thing happens if we are not careful, even with our Bhagwan bhi samne aaye. If our attitude is like that of watching TV, then arrival of God is an entertainment, arrival of Guru is an entertainment, Guru talking the Shastra is entertainment, listening that Shastra also inconsequential, without any help, only as an entertainment, it will end leaving us where we were all the time. In this world as a samsari, as a jiva, as a dukhi atma. Therefore, at the mana level. So too now when we are studying the Vijnanamaya kosha, how much we have become aware of in the understanding of us about the Vijnanamaya. What is the Yajurveda Brahmanam talked about the Vijnanamaya kosha? अन्योन्तर आत्मा विज्ञानमयः तेनैष पूर्णः स वा एष पुरुषविद एव तस्य पुरुषविदता अन्वयं पुरुषविदः. First, the acceptance about the presence of something other than Manomaya inside Manomaya, permeating entire Manomaya, called Vijnanamaya kosha. Luckily, Bhashyakara has come to our rescue to explain what is supposed to be the Vijnanamaya kosha. That state of antakarana, where the meaning of the Veda mantras is without any doubt, with authority, it is there. Veda mantras talk about the yajnas. Two yajnas are the Dravya yajna for dharma, artha, kama, then jnana yajna for the moksha. That kosha or state of antakarana, where this knowledge is very crystal clear, unambiguously, that is called Vijnanamaya kosha. But unfortunately, as we are again and again every day saying, because this Vijnanamaya kosha has gone behind the mana, prana, and anna, as if a slave to them. In this Vijnanamaya Kosha, because of its capacity, every unwanted information has come, and this Vijnanamaya was not exposed to Vedas, Vedanta study. Therefore, the required data in the Vijnanamaya Kosha for which it is given, that data is zero. विज्ञानमय कोश में ज्ञान होना चाहिए, वेद का ज्ञान होना चाहिए. वेद में यज्ञों की बात होती है. यज्ञ फॉर द्रव्य यज्ञ, फॉर धर्मार्थ काम, एंड फॉर द मोक्ष द ज्ञान यज्ञ. Where is our Vijnanamaya Kosha filled with knowledge? Our Vijnanamaya Kosha is only now running behind the mind, as told the mind. This desire the mind projected. To fulfill that desire only the buddhi is working. Senses have demanded this or that. Therefore, the buddhi is working only going towards that. Is it not? Like whatever the resources we are given, दहेज में पैसे दिए मानो या गाड़ी दिए, आप उसको किधर ले जा रहे हो, कहाँ यूज कर रहे हो दैट पैसा, that given vehicle or the money by the father-in-law can be used for the noblest purposes. He may be given it to you for you to put in the bank and get the interest and survive with his daughter who is your wife now. Or he must have given it for investing in the business and develop it. But if that is not done day in and day out, it's only misspent. Wealth is given but misspent. So too Vijnanamaya Kosha with all its samarthya is given to us. But it is misspent in just getting misguided by the mind and senses and other people's minds. Instead of that, what should have been done by Vijnanamaya Kosha? First, it is having Shraddha as its Shiraha. Therefore, it should have a Shraddha. Shraddha, do we have or not? Without Shraddha, even a moment, we cannot be alive. Every one of us have Shraddha. But the question is, where is that Shraddha? Is it not? Is that Shraddha in ignorant people, in the our own Dehendriya Mana? Then this Shraddha is only destructive, detrimental, useless. Like somebody has Shraddha in murdering, somebody has Shraddha in cheating, somebody Shraddha in theft. अरे वो भी श्रद्धा है, but is it not destructive? In the same way here also. That is why immediately said, Rutam Dakshinaha Bhakshaha. Only the knowledge of Shastra in which, as we just now said, how to earn Dharmartha Kama, how to earn Moksha is said. That should be the focus of the intellect Shirobhaga called as Shraddha. Means what? श्रद्धा से शास्त्र सुनो, श्रद्धा से शास्त्र को पढ़ो, श्रद्धा से शास्त्र को समझो, और श्रद्धा से ही शास्त्र में जो है उसका सत्यम दक्षिण पक्ष, सत्यम उत्तर पक्ष प्रैक्टिस करो. This is what the Vijnanamaya is given to us. When this is done, this Vijnanamaya becomes a great asset to us in both ways. One, doesn't allow us to fall prey to the lower koshas and get into samsara, and also helps us in tuning toward the truth or ultimate. Just imagine our Vijnanamaya kosha, thorough in the Veda Jnanam of what we have to do according to our Varnashrama Dharma for exhausting our vasana and prarabdha, and what is the ultimate goal we have to reach, Paramatma, through the Jnana Dhyana. If this clarity is there in our Vijnanamaya kosha, without any doubt, unambiguously, what more is required for our life except following it? So this should be the consequence of the study of the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Otherwise, it's a novel only. Otherwise, it's only entertainment. Otherwise, only passing the time. The only benefit in our class is we are not doing any nonsense in the world which we would have done otherwise if we are not in the class. But that's a very minimum it is. Maximum should be the consequence of this jnanam. So, the Vijnanamaya Kosha, what is expected to be having its 5 limbs are told. The Mahapucham Pratishtha is this Vijnanamaya should know that it is existing or affected by the cause called as Mahatattva. Therefore, as told by Mahata, for the sake of Mahata, the Vijnanamaya Kosha should work. Then the Vijnanamaya Kosha will become an asset, not a liability to the Jiva who is given this Vijnanamaya Kosha. What the meaning of this Vijnanamaya Kosha becomes asset for the Jiva? This Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is surrendered to Mahapochambradishta, will take this Jiva towards the essential self, will not pull this Jiva to the illusory, lower misunderstandings or identities. I am the Jiva. If I am not following what is Vijnanamaya saying, and that Vijnanamaya is as guided to the Shastra, then my life will be at the lower level of lower koshas, continuing to be a samsari. Then this Vijnanamaya kosha should have ki yoga atma, the single pointedness, that unbiasedness, the untiltedness, which is very tough because already हमारा पल्ला उस तरफ झुका है जहाँ खूब सारे ढेर सारे हमारे strong vasanas हैं. In fact, to discover that these are vasanas itself is a great achievement. Then I will not come under the influence of vasana. Means what? I will not corrupt my knowledge by the vasanas. Therefore, let the vasanas get purgated in their own different way, but I will continue my knowledge. Like the vasana is to sleep up to 8 o'clock because today is Sunday. But the conviction in the intellect is no, we will go to the class. So the vasana has its own role to play to pull us to the sleep because that is what its way. But your intellect will be very strong. If it is very strong, Vijnanamaya Kosha, it will say, no, this is a class time, I will go and sit. So in this way, Yoga Atma means a person whose Vijnanamaya Kosha in this way having in its limba as an Atma, the yoga, the single pointedness, the unbiasedness, the untiltedness, it can be working on purgating the vasanas, exhausting vasanas. If it is not there, yoga Atma nahi hai, is it? Then more and more vasanas only are collected. Remaining things will be more and more strengthened. In the same way, the Satyam, the Vijnanamaya Kosha, whose limb, the Uttara Paksha is Satyam, wherein it is whatever is Shastra saying, that alone is being conducted through us. That is another very important asset. So too, Rutam Dakshina Bhakshaha, there should be no movement or the day without studying Shastra. Every day, keep on studying Shastra, Shruti Mata, under the guidance of our teachers, and get that knowledge. What knowledge, as we are telling 10th time today, knowledge about what I have to do for my Arthakama Dharma, what I have to do for my moksha. That jnana should be daily pumped in without taking it for granted that I have understood it. It's not the question of understanding which helps us. It is conviction, and that conviction lived every moment that's going to shift us from our direction towards samsara to our direction towards the moksha. Never say that I am satisfied with listening. I am satisfied with information, nor even understanding. Many people have understood Veda Vedanta, but continuing to be a miserable samsari. That knowledge should become consequently such a strong conviction that we should live life like that. Life is changed when we change the life. Then how to become good? You by becoming good, that's it. Is it not? How to become wise? By becoming wise. How to succeed in life? By putting effort to succeed. Where is the alternative in that? This is how also we are deluded in us by being satisfied with the information or knowledge level, feeling that इतना काफी है उसको व्यवहार में लाने की जरूरत नहीं है. व्यवहार should continue or can continue as it was continuing earlier. Then where have we changed? Is it not the Raja has given to this beggar a sumptuous amount of the money? This fellow has put that money in the house, and with the begging bowl, again he is going and asking for the begging alms. Where has he changed? जब राजा ने इतना धन दिया उसे कोई बिजनेस करके बी इंडिपेंडेंटली अर्नर यू कांट बेग ऑन द स्ट्रीट्स फ्रॉम द पीपल We are continuously to be the beggars of sukha from the worldly things only, even after having vijnanam, even after having the knowledge. So if the knowledge doesn't free us from our slavery and beggary of dependency on the world for sukha, then where did we make use of this jnana? So the consequence of this we have to see. And all in all, the most important is Shraddha. Shraddha in the existence of the higher life, Shraddha in the possibility of higher life, Shraddha in ourselves that I can reach to that higher life, and Shraddha and interest in me that whatever the lower life I am living now, I am ready to give up or leave that lower present life and reach to the higher. This type of Shraddha we should have. Then the question how to do. Then go to the Rutam, study the Shastra. Then is that enough the knowledge? No. Then it has to be implemented. Satyamuttara Pakshaha. Then how this will be continuously, constantly, relentlessly done? Only by Yoga Atma, with an Ekagrata, with a Samadhana Yuktata in our own mind. Then finally, for what all this has to be done? Who empowers all the time us? For this, it is Mahaha. Therefore, Mahaha Pucham Pratishtha. एक दो तीन पाँच 10 बार इन बातों का मनन करने से धीरे धीरे नॉलेज आने लगता है. If we do the mananam with awareness and with the purpose, that I must clearly understand what is said in every of these sentences. Having seen this now, we are now entering into the Panchamonvaka. In that Panchamonvaka, the two-part topics. Second one talks about the Anandamaya Kosham. First topic talks about the quotation of the Rug Mantra for the Vijnanamaya Kosha's existence. The two words are very powerful. Vijnanam Yagnam Tanute. The doer of all the yajnas, karmani tanute vicha, all the karmas is not Paramatma. Because Paramatma is nirvikaro. Paramatma has no purpose to do anything. He is beyond any expressions of any upadhis. Therefore, in pure Paramatma, Kartrutva is not there. Then, other than Vijnanamaya, Dhundo Pura, in other koshas and everywhere, nowhere you see the Kartrutva done by anyone. Therefore, if there is no Kartrutva anywhere else, if there is no Kartrutva in Paramatma, then where it must be then obviously what is left out is in Vijnanamaya. So is Vijnanamaya is left. Therefore, in the Vijnanamaya only the Kartrutva is there. In the Vijnanamaya only the Paramatma through his expression through the Antakarana Vritti of Aham Vritti has become the Karta. And that Karta to do the karma, he needs to have the Jnanam and Ichha. So he gains the knowledge and he creates the desire for it. He is going on living life. This is every one of our autobiography. So Vijnanam Yajnam Tanute is a anticipation from the Shruti Mata that we should live life only of the Yajna. But before that, who is the doer? The Vijnanamaya Kosha. Where is the doer existing? Vijnanamaya Kosha. This Vijnanamaya Kosha existing Karta, doer, Jiva alone is a samsari if he is using that Vijnana's capacity for the worldliness through Dehendriya Mana. He is a sadhaka if he is using his Vijnana capacity to study Shastra and go towards spirituality. And he becomes the cause of experience also. Finally, at the time of experience, we are known for your Vijnanamaya Kosha, slowly. So, Vijnanam Yajnam Tanute Karmani Tanute Vijha. So, in me, the Vijnanamaya Kosha is the doer of the samsara or the samsara karma or the asadhana karma. I have to catch the doer in my Vijnanamaya Kosha. The Siddhabhasa Tadatma Hamruti is the Karta. Karmani Tante Picha. Okay? Now, after seeing this first quotation of presence of Vijnanamaya Kosha, not only presence but very powerful presentation about him that he is the karma, karta. He is the karta of all karmas as well as yajna. Now the upasana is thought of doing the upasana that Parabrahma alone is expressing as this Vijnanamaya Kosha. The Vijnanamaya Kosha का ओनर मैं जीव नहीं हूँ. Though it is given to me for functioning, but it is Paramatma only expressing through it. This type of upasana, when it is done, it is called as the Vijnanamaya as Brahma Upasana. There are two stages. One stage is our individual Vijnanamaya Kosha is never separate from, apart from the total Vijnanamaya Kosha, the Mahat Tattva, the owner of which is Hiranyagarbha. Second stage is what? Whether it is at the Hiranyagarbha level or whether it is the Jiva, our own Vijnanamaya level, it is Parabrahma Paramatma alone is through the Samashti Sukshma Upadhi as Hiranyagarbha, through the Vyashti Upadhi as the Vijnanamaya Jiva, he alone is expressing as Karta. This is called as the Vijnanamaya Brahma Upasana. Both individual Vijnanamaya is the total Vijnanamaya. Upadhi Drushti se. This individual Upadhi is from the total Upadhi. But both Upadhi individual are total. They are matters. How can the matter function? Cannot. Therefore, who is functioning through them? That Parabrahma. So, Parabrahma, Samashti conditioned expresses as Hiranyagarbha, Vyashti conditions expresses as Vijnanamaya Sthai Yukta Atma. That is Jivatma. Vijnanamaya Jivatma. Like Annamaya Jivatma, Pranamaya Jivatma, Manomaya Jivatma. Now, the Vijnanamaya Jiva Atma. Means that Jiva who considers Vijnanamaya as an Atma. We are at this level now. We have not gone to Brahma level. To reach to the Brahma level only, slowly we are doing this Upasana. That the Vijnanamaya is nothing but part of the total. So too, individual and total both are Upadhi expressions of Parabrahma. All in all, the Parabrahma who is beyond Upadhis, the Mahat Brahma who is the Samashti Upadhi, should be more in our focus than the individual Vijnana Maya Kosha, and that also is misused or misguided. This effort is called as sadhana at the Vijnanamaya Kosha level. So, yesterday we were trying to understand how Devatas also do the Vijnanamaya Kosha as the Brahma Upasana. Therefore, they are full of Vijnanam and Aishwaryam. Their jnanam is they are one with Paramatma. Their jnanam is as an individual expression what they have to do in this world. And then they are given Ishwaratva, Ishwarya, the permission to use that jnanam to be an instrument in the hands of the total Lord. This is how the Devatas are doing. And how do they do the Upasana? Ki I am never separate from total. Total is always expressing through me, and all my projects, etc., should be the projects of the total only. Rather, it should be reversed. The projects of total alone should be my projects. Ramakaja Kariveko Atura. Hanumanji. He has no other karya of anybody else and no karya his own. His karya means kaja means karya to be done. Only Rama kaja, Rama karya. So to my devatas always do this upasana of they express or do whatever they do, only what is said by the samashti mahat tattva or mahat brahma. So every devata, what is he thinking? I am not separate from the Hiranyagarbha. Hiranyagarbha alone is expressing through me. So what Hiranyagarbha wants to do through me, that alone I do. Anything other than that, I have no personal project. This is called as the Devatas doing Vijnanamaya Brahma Upasana. So Agni Devaka example lo. So Agni clearly knows that I cannot exist without Mahat Brahma, Hiranyagarbha. He alone is expressing I as an Agni. And he has given me the work of the burning power as well as heat as well as some light. And the Agni, throughout its existence, does only this work. It doesn't do the work of Vayu. It doesn't do the work of the other devata of the Indra, Chandra. नहीं अपन को जो दिया वही करना, वो जैसा महत ब्रह्म ने कहा वैसा ही करना, और all that offering to only महत ब्रह्म. In that dissolution of its specific individuality, these devatas are given this vijnanam about their own essential nature, Aishwaryam, as a power to do in this world as an instrument of the Mahat Brahma, whatever he wants to achieve. So, this is how the Devatas Upasana of the Hiranyagarbha is happening. Taking few more examples, we have to contemplate. Like Bhagavan Surya. So, what is Surya Bhagavan? He is an individual for us. But for the Surya Bhagavan, what is he? In the outer expression, he knows that he is the expression of the Mahat Brahma only. He cannot be independent. Mahat Brahma only at one particular space in the universe as a Surya with light and heat expressing. So that Surya Bhagavan, even though as a Jiva given freedom, he is not misusing that freedom to separate himself from the Mahat Brahma and use the power of heat and light for his own purpose. Then he becomes a Jiva. He is using the power given of heat and light to the work given by the Hiranyagarbha only, who gave him existence, individuality, who gave him heat and light, Aishwarya. Heat and light is an Aishwarya. So with that heat and light, Surya Bhagavan is illuminating the entire globe, all the three worlds, Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka. But there is no ego in him because the powers he is given to him by the Mahat Brahma, work also is given to the Mahat Brahma. So only functionally there is Surya as an individual. Other than that, the essence in him is Mahat Brahma only. The power in him is Mahat Brahma only. Mahat Brahma only expressing through that counter called as Surya. Like the Guru Parampara only is working through this mouthpiece to talk on the Upanishad. So this individuality is only a counter because the counters are required for the expression. Mahat Brahma needs counters to express. Therefore, from that Mahat Brahma only Devatas have come. And the Mahat Brahma gave those Devatas special powers, Ishwaratva and freedom. Freedom misused is power misused, is individuality crystallized is equal to samsara. Freedom not misused. Powers given are used only for the given work, then that individuality never becomes a liability by separating it from the totality. That is the meaning of Devatas doing the Upasana. The three words, what are the important ones? I am not separate from the Samashti Hiranyagarbha. Second, Hiranyagarbha alone is expressing through me. Third, therefore, anything I do is what is said by the Hiranyagarbha alone with whatever the resources, opportunities he has given. In that way, fully in tune like a servant to the master without his own any other individuality. Now, to such individual, the master gives the chabi of the entire tijori also at home because he trusts him so much. Even little doubt the owner of the house has got on that servant, he will even remove him, sack him from the job. See that? But if he is proving to be so honest and only doing, he is having so much freedom. He will enter even to the bedroom, puja room, everywhere, that servant who is trusted. And that place where all the wealth is kept, money is kept, ornaments are kept. Oh, then yaar ye le le 10,000 वहाँ रख के आ जाओ जी मास्टर जी. Why that individual has totally understood that he is existing because the owner, all the work or powers are given by the owner, and the work is given by owner. That work only he'll do. He'll have no his own personal choice of work कि वो घर का मालिक काम बता रहा है और ये रिमोट लेके टीवी देख रहा है, ये जाकर सो गया. Then that person is sacked. He is not tuned with the Mahat Brahma, the owner of the house. So to the entire universe is owned by the Hiranyagarbha Mahat Brahma. Where are his dasaha, servants, dasa. So what we have to do is this only. Now, any misunderstanding other than it, ki I want to maintain my individuality, is an arrogance. You can maintain it. Like the servant can maintain his ego, but he'll be sacked from that work. भटकते रहेगा वो फिर काम के लिए. So too, we get disconnected from the krupa of the Hiranyagarbha if we become arrogant in trying to maintain our individuality. That is why lost in our individuality, never tuning to the totality, struggling with only our minimum resources, not getting supply from the total. Our life is like that of Pakistan. They don't contact the countries like India to take help, and within they don't have any system, etc., to monitor and develop the economy. And then what will be that nations? It will be isolated, it will be day by day degrading only. Some countries going to buy whole Pakistan. That's what they say, as if. Our life also is right now like that only, sold out to the worldliness because the total is not blessing, because we are not tuning to the total, because of our arrogance to maintain our selfishness, our individuality, disconnected with the total. See how systematic, how crystal clear it is. There's no vagueness at all. Like a part of the body should help the whole body. Not only it is not helping, but it is a liability for whatever reason. That is amputed only. That is removed. In the same way, we have to understand how the devatas have become devatas. They have become devatas not because of arrogance, but because of humbleness. Not because of doing whatever they like, but because of their abidance. That means what? The more we abide to the total's powers come through us. Total's capacities come through us expressing, and the joy of the total starts becoming our joy. As the case in that, when the servant is proving to be more and more honest, slowly his salary is increased. From far off distance, he is given a house to stay in this big bungalow only. Slowly, he is given the food which he himself is eating, the owner. Slowly, slowly, अपने कपड़ा भी देगा उनको. वे पहन ले रहे तू जाकर. That is what in Bhakti Shastra we saw. Jatayu has done so much work for Rama in trying to protect Sita ji. So भगवान राम ने उनको सारूप्य ही दे दिया, सालोक्य भी दे दिया. What is said in Bhakti Shastra is in Vedanta is this one. Same, they are not two. To give sarupya and salokya is a great blessing. Why? He lived for the Rama Karya. He is a vulture. He has to go and fly and fetch his own food. Instead of that, for protecting Sri Rama Patni Sita ji, he fought with Ravana, ready to die. Then naturally, his inner personality tuned to the Mahat Brahma Rama so much, therefore the Rama will send him to Salokya, Saketa Puri or whatever, Vaikuntha Puri. Here also, first we have to recognize there is some kosha called as Vijnanamaya other than these three. Then that Vijnanamaya should be tuned to the Mahat Tattva, and with that we have to live life. Anything other than it is Maya, it's a delusion. Maya and delusion will disturb us only when we invite. Our invitation of Maya is to then when we don't study Shastra and live life for the Mahat Brahma or Samashti. Mahat Brahma or Samashti both are same. So, Vijnanam Devaha Sarve Brahmajeshtamupasate. All the devatas are doing the upasana of the Vijnana, Samashti Vijnana called as Mahat Brahma because they recognized and accepted that he is Jeshtam. He is born before us and whatever capacities we have are given by him only. Therefore, we should not be separated from him. We should be, in our understanding, feel that we are one with him and we have to do only that which he tells us and we just surrender to him. In that way, we are always allowing the total only to express through us. That's called Upasana. At the higher level of Upasana, we allow the Upasya Deva to express through us because at the higher level of Upasana, when everything is surrendered, We don't have our own personal projects. When I don't have personal projects, then the Lord will function through me. When I have my own goals, then the Lord is blocked. Then the Ishwaratva of the Lord, the Vijnanam of the subtle world, it will not come to me. I will only be lost in the Jnanam of the worldliness. My Ishwaratva capacity is only up to the level of fulfilling my desires in the world. An utter rank, lowest level of Jiva, which we all live. The more we work for the total, the more powers of the total, wisdom of the total starts coming to us. Keeping that in mind, we have to do the upasana of our Vijnanamaya Kosha to be a part and parcel of total Vijnanamaya Kosha, and total Vijnanama and individual Vijnana cannot function without the Parabrahma through them. In Parabrahma, there is nothing to be done. Our goal is to reach Parabrahma. To reach Parabrahma, our awareness about him should grow. But right now we are caught up our own Vijnanamaya level. So the tuning of this Vijnana to the Samashti Vijnana, knowing that Samashti Vijnana Mahat Brahma as well as Vyashti Vijnana me, both of them are expressed or existing and functioning only because of Parabrahma. This is called as complete Upasana. The Mahat Brahma Upasana as well as Parabrahma Upasana. At the expression level, I am the part of Mahat Brahma. At the beyond level, I am that Parabrahma only. In that way, the Upasana has to be done. So here we are told, Vijnanam Devaha Sarve Brahma Jeshta Upasate. For that, the Falashrutis Jnana Ishwaryo Bhavanti, Aishwanta Bhavanti. Okay? Now, for us, after Devata's example is given, for us, our Vijnanamaya Kosha is Mahat Brahma. This Upasana, one precaution, then the Falashruti, these three are told. Very, very, very pertinent, powerful discussion for a true spiritual seeker. Is it not? A true spiritual seeker wants to evolve spiritually. For him, very deep purpose is given here, clarity is given. Let us see what is said by Bhashyakara. We try to understand. Now, Tacha Vijnanam Brahma Chet Yadi Veda Vijanati. See, this Vijnanamaya Kosha is Mahat Brahma only. In this way, the one who knows it. Knowing theoretically, doing practically is equal to Upasana. उपासना का अर्थ क्या होता है? सैद्धांतिक रूप में जानना, फिर प्रैक्टिकली करना. Like Gurudev, I understand him to be such a great master, and as I am put in touch with him by the Ishvara for my own benefit. This is called as understanding. And accordingly, then when I worship him, allow him to function through me, this is called as I am doing is Upasana. So knowledge and practice is called Upasana. So here, Vijnanam Brahma Vijanati Chet. Here Vijanati means crystal clearly knowing that my Vijnanamaya is expression of the Samashti Vijnanamaya only. And therefore, other than doing for Samashti, I will not do anything for my Vyashti. That is called as Veda or Vijanati. जानना अर्थ मैं टोटालिटी का हिस्सा हूं, मेरा जीवन टोटल के लिए है, मेरा नामक कोई प्रोजेक्ट नहीं. And all my projects are Vasana created for the sake of establishing or continuing an individuality who is identified only with Anna Prana Mana. Just like any samsari, कैसा जीवन जी रहा है? शरीर के लिए, प्राण के लिए, मन के लिए. And how he is living like that? Because of these desires in the intellect. Where from they have come? From the vasanas. Therefore, vasana janita, kamana janita, dehendriya manasthai, jivana yukta, jivanam, we all are having. That is called our jiva bhava presently. But doing the upasana of the Mahat Brahma should cut asunder all these things. That is why in the precaution that will be told. So before that, be clear about Vijnanam Brahma Ched Veda. Means what? If I recognize that my individual Vijnanamaya Kosha is a part of the total Vijnanamaya Kosha given for me to serve him, for him to manage the total world. Like why a person is given a job in a company by the boss. He wants to achieve so much of big thing, and he wants an individual to accomplish a task. Then through interviews, that person is selected and that work is given to him, which is a part of the total work. Is it not? The total country has to grow in all its fronts. And what are the fronts? The various ones, the economy, defense, etc. Therefore, to make the country that way grow, functional individual is required. Therefore, the ministries are made. The ministries cannot be without ministers. Therefore, ministers are selected and given. So, what is a minister? A minister is a power person given a power and position to do his work given for the sake of the main project that the country should progress in all aspects. One of the aspects is this, and I am given the job here. Anything if other than that the minister does, then he is not doing the right thing. He is creating samsara for himself and the total. Total can never tolerate our nonsense for long, even though the total gives a long rope, then it will just throw us away. पशु बना देगा बस जा तो जी अपने नेचर के अनुसार देयर इज नो कर्तृत्व इन यू नाउ गिवन देयर इज नो अपॉर्चुनिटी गिवन नो ईश्वरत्व गिवन कुछ जन्म गधा भैंस बन के आओ गधा भैंस का एक ही काम होता है जीने के लिए खाते रहो जीने तक बाद में मर जाओ बस दे आर नो प्रोजेक्ट्स they are not an instrument of the Lord. They are the jivas living only for their survival. Only a human being can be instrument of the Lord, expression of Lord, one with Lord. बाय द वे सो जस्ट दिस थिंग्स नो एक दिन के सुनने से पूरे भेजे में नहीं भेजे जाते हैं बार 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 when we listen it will happen. So we'll again study तच्च विज्ञानम ब्रह्म चेत यदि विजानाति. If somebody having recognized his Vignanamaya kosha comes to the next level of knowing that this individual Vignanamaya has no separate entity from the total Vignanamaya. If this is done. Okay? Now the second thing, as we said, the conditioning. It is not only that we recognize that my Vijnanamaya Kosha is a part of Samashti Vijnanamaya, therefore I should never have my own personal projects. I must do what Samashti Vijnanamaya tells me to do through the Vedas, through telling me the Varnashrama Dharma Karma. Remember Ramesha, according to Varnashrama, when we live life, not only we are exhausting our prarabdha and becoming purer to be qualified for the Tattva Chintanam, but this Varnashrama Vidhana of Jivana also adds to the stability of the world. एक ब्राह्मण का काम करने से खुद का भी साधना हो रहा है and because of his work of doing yajna agadi or upadesha, the world also is taken care. So therefore, Vijnanam Brahmachet Vijanati means I have come to the understanding of Vijnanamaya. I have understood Vijnanamaya Kosha. I understood that it is part of the total and I am using this Vijnanamaya only to do the work which the total gives. This is called as Vijnanam Chet Brahma Vijanati. Now the second one is what? The condition is said. We have to be very careful about one thing. It is so important that Shruti Mata could not jump without saying that point. And this point in earlier koshas also it is valid, but not as much danger as here. Therefore, even though it's not mentioned there, it is mentioned here. What is the mentioned thing here? He, along with doing the upasana, that this Samashti Vijnanamaya is nothing but the expression of Samashti, be careful that this other pramada is not happening in your life. What is the pramada? Pramada is of maintaining the earlier maintained association and slavery, etc. to anna prana mana. और धीरे धीरे काटना चाहिए. नहीं तो you can never completely surrender to Samashti Vijnanamaya and Sarva, nor we can be blessed by the Samashti completely properly. Because a pramada. You know, like that in Indra's story, it comes, you know, in this fifth or sixth sarga or skanda, कि बृहस्पति जी नाराज होकर चले गए. He is not wanting to be the guru of Indradi Devata because Indra was very arrogant. After his victory, he never got up when Brahaspati came. Brahaspati chale gaye. Now, moment Brahaspati went away, the Rakshasas understood Guru nahi hai to kuch nahi hoga. They attacked and they defeated Indra. They become powerful. Now Indra wants his power back. Then what to do? Brahaspati to Naraj hai. Then what they did? The Shukracharyas, Putra, Vishwarupa, they have selected him for the Guru. That Vishwarupaji only taught the Narayana Kavacham to Indra, with which he killed Vrutrasura and he became again Indra power. But what problem happened there? That Vishwarupaji, though appointed as Guru by Indra, he was doing the oblations for the Indra only. But in between, because he belongs to Shukracharya, who is the Rakshasas Guru, he was doing some oblations for the sake of Rakshasas. Indra got angry and he just cut all his 3 heads. Vishwarupa had 3 heads and put it in the Agni. That led to his Brahmahatya Doshakam, Padakam, and that Brahmahatya by Indra given to the 5 places. All that story we know. But the main point is what? When he was doing oblation only to Devatas, Indra had no problem. The moment he gave it to the Rakshasas, his heads are cut. He is killed there. Why I told that story? Ki, when my Vijnanamaya is working for the Samashti, it should not work again for the Anna Prana Mana. नहीं तो फिर इसको वहां से पावर नहीं मिलेगा. That pramada to fall to the lower level should not be allowed. That is an extra caution Shruti Mata is saying here. For what? For to be slowly pulled toward the Samashti Vijnanamaya. To be blessed by Samashti Vijnanamaya. For the Aishwarya and Jnana to be able to do more and more. Is it not? Like in earlier days it used to happen. बच्चों को भी ऑफिस ले जाते थे. I went with my father so many times. Then he'll have to take care of me also. And then the work is not given to him by his boss. Because फंसे हुए इधर. क्योंकि करेगा नहीं. Then what is best? Don't bring him to office. Be in the office. So to our Anna Prana Mana are like children. If you are lost in them, you can never be an effective Vijnanamaya Upasaka of the Mahat Brahma. That's why Tasmat Chet Na Pramadhyati. Along with your positive Upasana of individual Vijnanamaya is nothing but the Samashti. The other Pramada also when you are avoiding consciously. So the necessity of avoiding the Pramada and therefore we have to do wala, the Shruti Mata is saying to us. Otherwise, if it is avoidable or it is छोड़ सकते हैं तो श्रुति माता बिना बताए आगे बढ़ सकती थी. तस्मात् चेत न प्रमाद्यति. If it is mentioned by Shruti Mata means it is very essential. What is the na pramadhyati? Our Adi Shankara's Bhashya we will study. He says, see, tacha vijnanam brahma chet yadi veda vijanati. This is the first line of the main mantra. Na kevalam veda eva. Not only is knowing that is Vyashti Vijnana is part of the Samashti, not only is working for the Samashti, along with that, if he takes another care, for the care, na kevalam veda eva, then tasmat brahmana chet na pramadhyati means all the time he is in tune only with the Mahat Brahma, never ever falling from that even for a moment. Then he will be blessed by the Samashti Mahat Brahma with these results, which we will see later on. Before that, Bhagavan Shankara says, what is the meaning of the Pramada? So total thought kya hua? Tuning to the Samashti Mahat Brahma, yeah, and not allowing the Pramada to happen, yeah, then Mahat Brahma will bless. Okay, but what is Pramada? It is explained now. Pramada means what? See, ki Bahyeshu eva anatmasu. Other than the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the outer 3 things called as Mano, Prana and Anna. They are Bahya now, they are Anatma now. Toward those Bahya Anatmas of Prana, Mana, Anna, Atma Bhavitvat. if one considers them to be the Atma, what will happen as a result? Praptam Vijnanamaye Brahmani Atma Bhavanaya Pramadanam. विज्ञानमय ब्रह्म का आत्म भावना से प्रमाद हो जाता है अगर हम ये अनात्मा जो अन्न प्राण मन है उसके साथ भी जोड़े रहते हैं तो दिस इज द प्रमाद because you can be either identified with anna prana mana one side or you the vijnanamaya kosha tuned to the mahat दोनों कट्टे नहीं हो सकते. So when you are attached here, you have fallen from that that thing. That falling from our identity with the samashti is mentioned here as pramada. ये नहीं करोगे तो तस्मात् चेत् न प्रमादति means if you do this also means you must do this. So that's what बाह्येषु एव अनात्मसु आत्मभावित्वात्. When there is a thought of Atma Bhava with the Anatma of Anna Prana Mana for any reason, when you have identity with them, Praptam. What is Praptam? Pramadam Praptam. What is Pramada Prapti here? Vijnanamaye Brahmani Atma Bhavanaya Pramadana means our own Vijnanamaya Kosha is Mahat Brahma. In this Upasana, there will be the Pramada. We will fall. क्योंकि यू आर आइडेंटिफाइड अन्न प्राण मन दोनों कट्टे नहीं हो सकते. आइदर यू आर आइडेंटिफाइड विद द महद ब्रह्मा और यू आर डूइंग विद अन्न प्राण मन दोनों साथ में नहीं. सो इफ यू आर डूइंग इवन लिटिल एसोसिएशन ऑफ आत्म भाव विद अन्न प्राण मन व्हिच यू एंड आई आर डूइंग देन वी हैव फॉलन. प्रमाद मीन्स फॉलिंग. वी हैव फॉलन फ्रॉम आवर उपासना ऑफ आइडेंटिफाइंग विद महद ब्रह्मा. Therefore, don't mix up both the things. In the initial days of sadhana, okay, till the sadhana becomes stronger, it is allowed. But later on, this pramada to fall from our serving the totality should not be allowed, which happens because we get lost in our atma tadatmya with the outer and the anatma layers, koshas of anna and prana and mana. Because this is the three things are the delusion Maya created. They are not existing actually, but they are appearing. And when you give value importance to them, we get lost in that only. There is a many people, even after studying Shastras, even serving the totality in the work given, still they are at the Anna Prana Mana Sukha Bhogadi level. Therefore, that Brahma Anugraha in the form of Anubhuti never clicks to them. Because they are in the pramada all the time of forgetting their upasana to the total because they are lost in anna prana mana. Simple example is what? When I understand that when I serve my Guru and the Ishvara with their blessings, my mukti comes. Why are you not doing? भगवत गुरु उपासना से मोक्ष मिलता है. अगर ये ज्ञान में स्पष्टता है तो वही करना चाहिए ना. किसको स्पष्ट नहीं है ये ज्ञान? सबको है. बट व्हाई आर वी नॉट डूइंग व्हेन वी नो दैट व्हेन यू सर्व देम, व्हेन यू सरेंडर टू देम विद देयर ब्लेसिंग द मोक्ष कम्स? बिकॉज देयर इज अ प्रमाद. प्रमाद क्या है वहां? नॉट डूइंग सर्विस टू गुरु एंड गॉड, नॉट डूइंग उपासना. हाउ डिड इट हैपन? बिकॉज द होल डे वी आर लिविंग लाइफ एट द अन्नमय लेवल फॉर आवर लेजीनेस, एट द प्राणमय लेवल फॉर ईटिंग एटसेट्रा, एट द मनोमय लेवल for our sentimental attachments to the world of things and beings. Full stop. As simple as that. As regard the knowledge is concerned, everybody is self-sufficient. अरे देश की सेवा करना है, कौन मना करता है? बहुत ऑनेस्टली रहना है अपने प्रोफेशन में और कंपनी के लिए काम करना है. Who doesn't know? Every individual who has got dimag, who has got the head above the shoulders, everyone know it. Which child doesn't know that he has to take care of his parents or he should serve them or be obedient? The father or mother at home is Mahat Brahma. The officer is Mahat Brahma in the office. The country is the Mahat Brahma. I as a citizen is a Vijnanamaya Kosha. I as a child is a Vijnanamaya Kosha. I as an employee is Vijnanamaya Kosha. If Vijnanamaya को पता है I as an employee should serve the company, I as a citizen should serve the nation, I as a child to be obedient to father, mother. Why we are not doing it? Not doing is called pramada. Why is it entering? Because of our anatmas called anna pranamana. We have an excessive atma tadatmya. Therefore, in the sukha of all these three, I consider my sukha. Therefore, for bringing sukha to them, I will live life only of the sentiments and emotions or the indulgences or in laziness. Therefore, उस नीचे के लेवल पे आने ही नहीं देना. This is called tapasya. This is called sadhana. Our earlier habits, earlier convictions, earlier all the misguidance, they will try to pull. But you have got a new wisdom, no? That wisdom should be implemented for tuning to the total and working. That's why when we love total or our Guru Mahatma, sometimes we serve. At the time of serving them, our Anna Prana Mana, we don't care. है कि नहीं? बहुत बार हुआ होगा आपके गांव में कोई महात्मा जी आए और यू आर मेड ए मेंबर ऑफ द कमिटी एंड यू आर गिवन ए पर्टिकुलर वर्क टू डू. You are doing the Mahat Brahma Upasana that time. You are Vijnanamaya Kosha. That time it is not in Pramada. Another time the occasion came and they asked to become member. Oh no, इस बार नहीं हो सकता. Why? Because some other work. That is sentimental attachment to somebody. मनोमय में आ गया हम. बहुत बार हमारे जिंदगी में हुआ ना. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जांपल फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट श्रुति माता सेज ऑफ डोंट फॉल इन बिकॉज ऑफ प्रमाद. तस्मात् चेत् न प्रमाद्यते चेत्. Then what is a beautiful result? Two things are told here. Excellent results. They need to be detailedly explained. Today we'll touch little bit. Tomorrow the remaining. But this much understood now. Ki Vijnanam Brahma Chet Veda. Then Tasmat Chet Na Brahmadyati. These are the two sentences. Vijnanam Brahma Chet Veda. Tasmat Chet Na Brahmadyati. Chet means if you are able to try and achieve. If you are doing it. आप विज्ञानमय को महत ब्रह्म के रूप में उपासना कर पाओगे तो ऑल्सो प्रमाद को अलो नहीं करोगे तो आपको यह फल मिलेगा. सो हियर द विज्ञान ब्रह्म विज्ञानमय आत्मा is a samashti mahat brahma only. This upasana. The upasanas of anna is brahma, prana is brahma, mano is brahma, we have seen. But Bhashyakara himself has not, or Shruti Mata herself not very detailedly told. Here Sutra, a main mantra as well as Bhashya has detailedly told about Vijnanamaya, Upasana as Mahat Brahma, along with Falashruti. Therefore, that point we are discussing. And all this has nothing to do with Parabrahma. At the level of Parabrahma seeking, the Samashti, Vyashti, sab fekna hai ukhaad ke. But at this moment, to make right use of our Vijnanamaya Kosha, to free it from all the enslaving of the outer world, to purify it, we are told to do this Vijnana as Mahat Brahma Upasana. Two levels I told you, Vijnana Bhaya of mine is Mahat Brahma only, and both Mahat and me are expression of the Parabrahma only through conditions. Parabrahma को नहीं छोड़ना, उनको कॉर्नर में रखना. He is our goal. Our goal is not becoming one with Mahat Brahma and enjoying as he enjoys, which is the Falashruti which will be told now. उसका भोग हमारा लक्ष्य नहीं है, हम बता रहे. Just only to say that if not Parabrahma, at least थोड़ा महत ब्रह्म का उपासना करके एक हायर लेवल ऑफ खुशियां तो पाओ. Why are you सड़े हुए ये अन्न प्राणमय से तादाद में होकर पर small little सुख भोगा, you are suffering so much. At least better enjoyment you can have. Then once you reach to that, it is said, yeah, why even this also? When the unconditional bliss of Brahman you can gain. Some of us can think, I don't want to do Mahat Brahma Upasana for getting the blessings from Mahat Brahma to be highly happy. I just directly want the Param Brahma. ठीक है, then फलाशक्ति के लिए मत करो. निश्वरता से महत ब्रह्म से उपासना करो. Then he will push you into Param Brahma. सकामना से करो, कामनाओं का पूर्ति होगा. निष्कामना से करो तो परम ब्रह्म प्राप्ति के लिए वो क्वालिफिकेशन आएगा. So to summarize today, come to the discovery of Vijnanamaya Kosha in its all details, become aware and start doing the upasana of Mahat Brahma with Vijnanamaya Kosha by living only what Mahatbrahma says, and also with the thoughts that this individual Vijnanamaya cannot be with the total and is supported by the total only. With these thoughts, we have to keep on tuning to the Mahatbrahma and Samashti. Then we will see that Mahatbrahma will take us to those gurus, those places, those books where we come to know both the things, what the totality needs and what I am to contribute. And then I live only life like that. It's not like Puja Gurudev. Mahat Brahma Tadatmya, but Mahat Brahma wants from him to spread the Shastra Jnanam. That's what he is doing. So too the business industrialists. They're all Mahat Brahma Tadatmya, but through them the Mahat Brahma wants to do that business work for the total. These big Tatas and all, what a huge colossal amount of work they are doing, not only for the nation but for the whole world. Who is working through them? Mahat Brahma only, but in that field. In that field of outer worldly businesses. Is it not? Like a film industry. Film industry में महात ब्रह्मा ही काम कर रहा है, but for the sake of entertainment. So the whole country is entertained by them. It's Mahat Brahma only working through them. To the extent they tune to the people, to the more extent their work gets expanded. That's why कोई एक मूवी एक ही लैंग्वेज में आता है, वो भी कोई बंदा देखता भी नहीं. The director, producer are not identified with the Mahat Brahma at that time. Some other place, when they are tuned for Mahat Brahma, then their movie is before release only translated in 30 languages. Indian foreigner, more reach is there of the movie, more lakhs and lakhs of people see it. So Mahat Brahma se zyada tune ho gaya. I'm just giving an idea how in the world also, those who tune to Mahat Brahma, knowingly or unknowingly, they are blessed. They don't know that they are tuning to, but the thought that the maximum people should see my movie itself is Mahat Brahma, Upasana. So their intellect's creation is that movie. It is for the sake of maximum people. Maximum or total is Mahat Brahma. Okay? And it happens also. So in short, the take home point is what today? Recognize the Vijnanamaya Kosha as the place of Vijnana and Kartrutva. And this Vijnana Shakti and Kartrutva Shakti to Vijnanamaya has come from Mahat Brahma. And Mahat Brahma gave it to us because he wants to accomplish the work through us. The three works that Vijnanamaya Kosha is expected to do by the Mahat Brahma is, one, this Vijnanamaya Kosha should know and do what is the Varnashrama Karma. Second, it should always do these things in tune with the total. Third, the Vijnanamaya always should keep in mind the goal of transcending itself to reach to Param Brahma. ये तीन चीजें अगर मन में हैं तो we are tuning our Vijnanamaya with Samashti. All these will start becoming more subtle, more clear when we continue listening. अब इतने साल सुन रहे इसलिए ये हायर चीज़ों को कम से कम सुनने का मौका भगवान दे रहे. कंटिन्यू करो तो 2-4 साल में समझाएंगे भी, उसके बाद कन्विक्शन भी होएगा. Then we start really spending every moment working for Samashti in the outer world with our individual upadhis and trying to live beyond the upadhis as one with Parabrahma. Do a project. With my upadhi serve the total, and beyond the upadhi, the nirupadhika Brahma is my goal. I go for it. Such person, when he is at home, is deeply meditating on the self. When he is outside, with his upadhi of the Endhyamana Prana, he is serving only the world. He has no his own individual projects of bhoga through Annapranamana of the worldly things. The great patriotic people at the time of freedom struggle, the Patels, the Chandra Bosas, then Chandrasekhars, all of them, Bhagat Singhs. What might have happened through them in them? Is it not? देशभक्ति देश के लिए सेवा बस न्योछावर अपना खुद का प्रोजेक्ट नहीं है. Of course they may be not having the Brahma Anubhava as the लक्ष्य, वो तो ठीक है, छोड़ो. But for us, because we are studying Upanishads, Laksha is Brahmanubhava, that dhyana we do. Apart from that, at the expression level, we conduct according to our Varnashram Dharma, whatever is given to us, for the sake of Samashti. For the sake of Samashti, मतलब मेरे लिए नहीं और किसी इंडिविजुअल के लिए नहीं, समष्टि के लिए. When I do for मेरे लिए, ego grows. When I do it for somebody else, the attachments grow. Like a किसान खेत में सब्जियां उगा रहे, अपने लिए नहीं, अपने बंधुओं के लिए नहीं, समष्टि के लिए. Is it not interesting? अपने लिए नहीं, अपने बंधुओं के लिए नहीं, समष्टि. That was a mistake done by father of Nachiketa. अपने बंधु is Nachiketa only, उनके लिए he was hiding all the good cows. Is it not? Then the problem would have happened if Nachiketa were not there to the antidote there. Same with the Daksha Prajapati. He made as the leader of all the Prajapatis. No, instead of thanking and tuning to everyone in that function, he behaved arrogantly by not inviting Lord Shiva. An ego. He thought that Daksha Prajapati post is his own for his sake. व्यष्टि आ गया और सर काट कर फेंक दिए वीरभद्र जी ने अग्नि में. दिमाग ठिकाने पे आ गया तो अगेन जन्म प्राण मिला उनको. So these are all stories of the Purana, the Vedanta, and our own life. These three, Javan who can tune and understand, his intellect is glowing. He is maturing. He is slowly starting to become an instrument in the hands of the Lord. To that extent, his individual samasya problems go away. That's the meaning of Yogakshema Mahamyam Ityad. So, few more thoughts in this regard. As well, the Phalashruti, the two things. Sharire papano hitva, then sarvan kaman samashruta iti. These two Phalashruti we will study tomorrow. Then in 2 or 3 sentences, this Vijnanamaya Kosha will be done. Then we will be taken for our ride for into the Anandamaya Kosha. That also 1 or 2 days we will study. So then everybody's homework to analyze more and more about the Pancha Koshas, unka presence. थोड़ा देरी करते रहे क्लियरली पता चलेगा. As we open the eye, we see colors and forms. In the same way, in our buddhi, the clear understanding should come. This is Annamaya, इसके अंदर प्राण है, इसके अंदर मन है, इसके अंदर विज्ञान है, उसके अंदर आनंदमय है, उसके भीतर परब्रह्म वर्मा. As we open the eyes, we see the world. So clear should be our knowledge. That will happen when we, with Ekagra Bhumika of Chitta, go on studying Shastras, go on contemplating. If your chitta is in Kshipta Moda Bhumika and not wanting to gain this knowledge deeply, it is interested only in the Sukha Bhoga of the world, that chitta will never have this clarity even for many, many years and lives. Try करेंगे हम. Thank you. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah. परमर्षिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रं तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु.